tried to leave the house, but Lorenzo stopped him. Schweikert related that he went to the bathroom and that when he came back, he found Lorenzo struggling with Galehouse. He said that Lorenzo ordered him to grab Galehouse by the lower body, which he did while Lorenzo gripped Jason Galehouse. Galehouse was gasping for a breath of air, but Lorenzo held him in a sleeper hold until Galehouse stopped breathing. They took his body to the back shack and dismembered it there, placing the body parts in trash bags. The trash bags remained inside the garage all night until early next morning, when Lorenzo decided they should get rid of them before the trash truck made its regular route.
This was a crime of not only just passion, but it was like a sick passion of he got off on the fact that these victims feared for their life so much that that's what he got off on, them begging to please let me go.
But Scott Schweikert confessed yet to another murder. The next night, they headed back to the 2606 nightclub as they had planned. Schweikert said that he met Lorenzo there to have some drinks, and soon he introduced him to Michael Wacholtz. He said after a while they headed back to Lorenzo's place for some drinks. There, the unsuspecting Wacholtz drank the GHB mixed cocktail.
With the date rape drugs, GHB being one of them and Rufinols, you lose all sense of control as far as your thought process, your mobility.
They said that they were going to go to a party at a mansion of a friend of theirs and to another club to continue the party there. Schweikert said that he went back to the bathroom while Wacholtz fell prey to the effects of the GHB drug. You
can also have a very euphoric effect, so it is popular as a date rape drug because the victims don't know really what's going on with them.
Scott Schweikert recalls that when he came out of the bathroom, he found Lorenzo struggling with Wacholtz, this time in the bedroom. He recounts how Michael Wacholtz wanted to get away, but that Lorenzo subdued him, this time with a rag soaked in chloroform, which he pressed against his face over and over again until Michael Wacholtz finally lost consciousness.
Some of the other victims had actually even made a comment that they were scared for their life. And that's what Lorenzo got off on.
Both Lorenzo and Schweikert placed the gas mask over his face as they had planned. Until Michael Wacholtz expired. Scott Schweikert and Stephen Lorenzo planned and got together for a weekend of carnage and torture, where their unsuspecting victims fell prey to their sadomasochistic fantasies that led them to their untimely death.
Lorenzo was classified as a serial rapist sociopath. In other words, no feeling at all.
They wrapped him up in a bedsheet, and Lorenzo ordered Schweikert to place him in his vehicle and to follow him to a place that he knew no one would notice the Jeep Cherokee parked there for a long period of time. But Schweikert says that Lorenzo was driving erratically around town, leading him on a goose chase, perhaps in hopes that he would get lost in a city he was unfamiliar with, or maybe get stopped by the police for speeding with a dead body in the back seat.
He supposedly just helped Lorenzo clean the mess up out of fear. He was still involved. It was still, murder. Whichever way you look, they both should serve time, the same amount of time, because they both murdered the way I look at it.
About half an hour later, Lorenzo drove into the Cadman Bay Point apartments, where he found an appropriate place to park the vehicle. They abandoned Michael Wacholtz inside the Jeep Cherokee and got out of the area. Later, they stopped at a trash bin to get rid of the keys.
He wasn't a drifter. He had someone with a plan, wanted to eventually become some type of attorney. And, people are all about plans and dreams and hopes. And it was very unfortunate that his life plan that he had, plan for success in his own life, when he encountered these two men, that his plans were cut. Oh, you're not going to be doing that plan anymore, and that they had a plan for him, which included nothing to do with law, nothing to do with achieving whatever you wanted in your life, and only to satisfy their evil, demented ideas.
Scott Schweikert is placed under arrest by authorities, and he is held without bail. He is indicted on 3 different counts. Schweikert later would lead police behind a Baptist church where they dumped part of Galehouse's body, just blocks away from Lorenzo's home.
Approximately a month later, they finally had enough evidence to do actually a search warrant and enough evidence to have it approved by the state.
A search warrant was finally issued, and agents moved like lightning towards Lorenzo's home.